Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Divinity Original Sin 2. A couple of things I want to do in today's episode. One, I want to talk to this girl. The Gravekeeper, as it were.
The lizard hums tunelessly. Not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees towards skies did aim.
She's talking about different places in the graveyard there, interestingly. Few kin would roam around human graves. That's what she's doing here.
She looks to your left with one eye, and to your right with the other.
Keeping watch, tending graves.
Listen to her song some more.
She ekes out a few more notes, then smiles at you with the innocence of a newborn.
It helps me member where the dead go.
I remember.
Sometimes they don't stay where I put them. That's okay.
You can chat to her, is she alright?
She flinches as you move closer.
No touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things.
You sense her fear. Does she work for Raka?
No work. I do it 'cause I like it. Don't cause trouble. Just dig and pluck weeds and shoo the ravens.
She shivers and whispers.
He's a powerful sorcerer. Lives here in the garden. Can take the you from you. No brain, just body. My mind isn't big, but it's still mine.
Interesting. So she doesn't want to become like the servants walking around the quarters where their soul seems to be separated but linked to their body still. It's like ripped out of their body and has to like follow their body around just behind it. It sounds like a horrible existence. And she's still herself. And she doesn't want to become that. And she's saying, my mind isn't big, but it's still mine. So she doesn't think she's very smart.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now.
Do you sell anything of note? No, not really.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away.
Leave her to her work. So Riker is essentially a slaver. Like he's a slave driver.
Leave their dead for the birds to consume. How barbaric.
Interesting. Hello, Featherfall.
The eagle glowers at you balefully, with eyes like shiny little buttons. One manicured and beribboned claw shoots forth to claim the stringy offal before him. Stretching his neck forward, he peers closely at you.
Pretty eyes, eyes that see far.
The eagle's own eyes glitter with avarice.
Distract him from your eyes by admiring his fancy ribbons.
Master tied them on. Pretty ribbons. Match my pretty claws. Match your pretty eyes.
Peck, peck, peck. The eagle pecks free some choice lump of gristle from deep within the corpse. He swallows it whole, dark blood dripping from his beak and matting the fluffy feathers at his throat.
Master died, but Master told me what to do. All my life told me you are what you eat. So I do. I will become the Master. Unless you are not the new Master, are you?
Tell him you're no master, but if he wants to eat lords, kings, and even gods themselves, he should come along and dine with you.
And if you want to be my master, you must first become the master. You are what you eat.
Pluck forth the sinew of 2 of the rotten entrails of the former master. Take a bite.
You chew it for what seems like forever, yet the texture does not change in your mouth.
Ugh.
Tough yet moist, leathery yet slippery. It's disgusting.
Ugh. Dwarf.
Sometimes you really wonder about how you make choices in life. Sometimes, like now. The eagle hops from claw to claw, peering up at you with a berserk and bird-like excitement.
See? Feel it? The power.
Pound your chest and claim to feel the full power of his master flowing through you.
A hacking caw breaks free from his ebony beak. Those little button eyes seem to twinkle in the gloom.
Yes, kidney. Good for courage. Good for warrior. You'll fight well, now Master's blood runs within you. Featherfall is with you. Together, we go together from here.
Featherfall hops eagerly onto your shoulder and digs his claws in deep. He pecks your cheek in what could charitably be called an affectionate manner. Blood drips from the wound. At least he didn't go for your eyes.
What could charitably be called an affectionate manner. That's fantastic. So we can now summon a condor. A nest on high. Interestingly, I got that achievement. I don't know why. I've done that before, and it didn't give it to me. But it's worth noting that if you loot these corpses up here, well, indeed, if you eat his master's corpse, or loot his master's corpse, he won't actually go with you. But I can loot his corpse now. Take 6 gold. Hello.
The spirit is dressed in tattered ceremonial garb. Eagle feathers tangle in his beard, and bird droppings decorate his robes. He surveys the circling flock with evident satisfaction.
My faithful eagles work still. They know their duty. They need me not. But I see my dearest Featherfall now has his claws in you. I'm glad you will take him from here. For my flesh lives on in him now, and my blood will know what it is to fly.
Thank him for training Featherfall.
Discipline. That's all he needs. Discipline and the flesh of the recently deceased. And I can tell you'll be able to give him plenty of both.
Yeah, probably.
Forget not, my blood also runs within you now. I've no need of it anymore. The halls call me at last.
Cool, I'll let that rest.
Watch yourself. There's a voice whispering promises to the dead around here.
Interesting.
Word is that they'll be walking about with flesh on their bones again if they send you to the Hall of Echo.
Huh. Interesting. What did you do? Why did anyone want you dead?
You're God woke, ain't you?
Huh.
You've a certain something about your aura. Don't ask me why. But someone out there's got it in for you and everyone like you.
Interesting. Nice for him to warn me, I suppose. Presumably that's the Source King, but... Well, not the Source King, the... What would be the way to describe it? The Void Dragon? It's hard to describe, to be honest. Reach into their argument.
In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side is a rebel, rising up against the tyrannical queen. Your masculine side is a royalist, loyal to the monarch he loves. As the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the Royal Guard. Together, you flee across the sea to the melting pot of Driftwood and Reaper's Coast. But in Driftwood, you visit the lizard. You are the sister, and you know that something is wrong. You climb the stairs to rescue your brother, and find him fighting for his life against the dwarves who would rob him. Both of you die. But your killers do right by their fellow dwarves, and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity, one convinced that the queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong.
Side with the sister, you have to stand up for what you believe in. Also, Queen Justinia is a crazy bitch.
The sister smiles. She feels vindicated. Her brother still does not agree. The rebellion was a disaster. The rebellion was a mistake that cost them their lives.
Rue that when you stand up for what you believe, you may end up paying a terrible price, then consume the spirit source all in one go.
Realizing in a moment that life and death has brought them to the edge of oblivion, they reach for each other, and then they are gone.
Nice. I now have the villain tag. Interestingly, do I also keep the hero tag? I do. That's kind of brilliant. I have a hero tag, a trustworthy savior and Samaritan to those in need and beloved by many. I also have the villain tag, a killer, a thief, and a traitor. You are despised and feared by many. I don't think I've ever got the villain tag. Which is insane, because I've done some evil shit in this game before.
Watching the birds pick your body clean is almost soothing. At least you know you're doing some good for a creature.
That's an interesting, like...
And it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse.
Fair enough. An elf after a body.
Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he wants. Whatever he wants.
Riker.
A grim expression passes across her face as she looks out over the graveyard.
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. Not by half.
That's the spirit who the elf is.
He lives in the big
Yeah,
house
Riker.
at the gate.
That's what I figured.
I ain't about to wander up and ask for a name, mind you. The less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
Take her leave. Interesting. But I went up there mainly for the condor, but it was interesting talking to the spirits there. Now, for the rest of this video, it's probably going to be one fight, which is this fight in here, and I don't know whether or not I'm good enough to take it on, but we're going to try.
This part is gated off from the rest. Whoever's buried here must have been important.
Important, quote unquote.
Here rests the dwarven hero Bromley. She served Lucian the Divine with honor and cast out the demons that plagued the great woodlands. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory.
Fair enough. Secret unlocked. Interesting. I'm quick saving there for a reason.
Here rests the lizard hero Vidya. She served Lucian the Divine with great dignity and vanquished the strange beasts that arose from the primordial caverns of Reaper's Coast. The implements of her heroism shall rest at the site of her victory.
What this is doing, by the way, if we look on the map, you can see there, that's Garrick's buried valuables. That's Bromley's buried valuables, so it shows you where there's buried treasure on the map.
Here rests the elven hero Halla. He served Lucian the Divine with great vigor and defended the farmers who feed Reaper's Coast against pitiless bandits. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory.
Shows you where another one is, which is down here. And there, I guess? Yeah, it's on the coast. And then finally...
Here rests the human hero Garrick. He served Lucian the Divine with immense skill and slew the necromancers who preyed upon the dead of Stone Garden Cemetery. The implements of his heroism shall rest at the site of his victory.
Indeed.
Suddenly, the earth churns and buckles upwards in several places. Some things are trying to rise to the surface.
Godwoken, you must fall. The God King demands it.
You must fall, so that we may rise.
Let your blood quench our roots so we may grow.
The covenant shall be fulfilled.
Now I have the high ground. It's over, Anakin. Let's see. You have no magic armor. And you have very little magic armor. Freeze both of them. Everything is wet here, isn't it? Can't hit everything with global cooling. I'll save that for later then. I'm in a cemetery. There might be bones around. Although I don't think that counts. Still probably worth it, because he'll probably stab me in the back. 700. That's some physical armor right there. Are you still wet? No, you aren't. $173, $281. How am I going to be able to do this? Rain will cost 1, that'll cost 2, that'll cost 1. Rain is correct here. Because I believe that... certainly a shame. Ah, back in the flesh. Kind of annoying. I wasn't expecting to kill it that quickly, I'll be perfectly honest. But since I did, let's go invisible.
These graves shall be yours now, God-woken.
Die!
Your end will be our beginning.
Cool. Arguably not a great idea to go even closer than I was before. How much does that do? Are these guys like weak to water damage or something? No, they resist it. So that should freeze both of these guys without killing them. Chilled, but we can then just make it rain and that will freeze them. Perfect. Let's see. Get rid of most of our magic armor. Don't know why he went so close to use Staff of Magus, but okay. Kind of annoying, but ultimately I can deal with it. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. I don't know why he did that. I don't think there's any benefit for him to do that. Very strange. I'm gonna look at some immunities here. So lightning and... yeah, lightning is the best choice here. I really wish you weren't so in the way, Solara. Stunned, perfect. Cool, that's 3 of them frozen. Without killing them, that's perfect. I want to try, if I can pull it off, to work on one at a time. That should be fine. Yep, perfect. Work it one at a time on, like, their real form, quote-unquote. There we go. Works perfectly. I still have magic armor, so I don't... I'm just gonna end turn. No, that's correct. Chilled. Frozen. And I may as well just do a bunch of damage to you. I'm surprised that didn't freeze, to be honest. Now is where we run into some problems because I have a turn of not being able to do a whole lot. They all have physical armor, which just kind of sucks, but... I guess I'll delay my turn. Freeze them. Or chill them at the very least. Entangle them. And then... Uncanny Evasion. Perfect. Fantastic. Alright. Still not a whole lot I can do, but... Next turn is where it's going to be at. I guess shields up. Not a horrible idea. Who has little physical armor? You have the smallest amount of physical armor, but I don't necessarily want to do that yet. Yeah, I'm in a weird position. Anything I can drink that might be useful? There we go. That's my intelligence. That'll let me do more damage next turn. That's something. I'm surprised none of them hit her. It highlighted it as if it was going to. That's a shame. Wait. Examine. 10% water immunity. 114, 124. So we'll take off 12. Well, 137. You take off 13. That likely kills. Doesn't necessarily kill, but it likely kills, unfortunately. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, couldn't have gone better. That works. When can I do my teleport next turn? Don't really know what to do. I could teleport her. Why is she invalid? Because she's entangled? Move or teleported, okay. Kind of annoying, but whatever. Yeah, I guess end turn. Not a whole lot I can do. Alright. I essentially want this guy dead. If I can pull that off, great. I think he had 30% earth. Still worth doing the earth damage, because it'll do more than using my, my wand, I imagine. Nice. So, we get global cooling back. That brings 2 more in. That's fine. Still my turn. We can get rid of a lot of magic armor on one of them. I think Bromley is arguably more of a problem, but... does bonus damage. Does that mean it does bonus... Let's see. Nah, not really. Perfect. You can be teleported. It's an interesting battle, this one, because strategically you want to actually avoid killing certain enemies, which is a weird one. You don't often end up in a position like that. Like in this position, I don't want to kill this elf, because if I do, then it gets revived immediately, which is better off if it's not. Not entirely surprising that it has tactical retreat. Interesting choice. I have so much fucking magic, physical armor, it's insane. Okay, at this point... Nice. You have very little physical armor, actually. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Gotta love it when they slip over. Both frozen, perfect. Actually, I didn't freeze that one, interestingly. That's fine, though. Probably want to keep that so I can freeze next turn. Probably. I don't quite hit the red prince with that. If I go over here, I probably do. Yep. Encouraged. Let's fortify the red prince. He has 1,000 physical armor at the moment. It's fucking insane. Cool, I guess. He's stunned, so I can kind of ignore him. Frozen, cool. I guess... End turn, actually, because next turn I'll have more spells that I can use. At this stage, I think I probably want to kill... Oh, maybe not. Probably want to do as much damage as possible to kill these guys first, I guess. Perfect. Dies next turn. No reason not to fossil strike, I guess. End turn. Perfect. No, first things first. Global cooling will kill Hala, which is good. Let's do that. So Hala will come back. I can then drain Hala's magic armor. I can then hit both of them with this. Level up. Apparently that wasn't hitting him somehow. He's somehow blocking his way from my shots, which is really annoying. That fence is really good cover for him. More than I would have expected, but okay. And let's... grab some sauce. Frozen. Perfect. May as well entangle him as well. He has a lot of physical armor, but I may as well do regeneration just so he's taking damage every turn. Stunned. Alright, I think we got this. The fucking gate finally disappeared. I can't really do much else except Peace of Mind, the Red Prince, so that next turn he'll be able to kill him easier. And down he goes.
These were heroes. What happened to them? And what's this covenant?
The heroes of Driftwood lie at your feet, dead for good this time.
Most foreboding. When did heroes turn villains? And what is this covenant?
Whoever is behind all this will have to try harder if they want to stop us.
Interestingly, we can also loot all these guys. There's Garrick, there's Bromley, there's Vidya, and there's Hala. I don't think there's much else here. No, not really. But we do now have access to all of their loot, essentially, where they fell when they were in Heroes of Time or whatever. Heroes of Time, their link. Impalement scroll, don't care. Now the ring might be worth it. Huntsman Pyro. Bloody Dwarven Flesh. Technically correct, I should do this. Hey, put on this helmet for me, please. And then... turn into elf. Then eat arm.
Biting deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odor of meat long past its prime. Your memory wavers and becomes not your own, but the memory of one who led the most solitary of lives. You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh. All of your life is centered on this place, this pedestal of death. All of your life is dedicated to feeding your eagles the meat of your dearly departed people.
And we have Bone Cage. So that's something. And then we can take off this helmet. And then we can put this not there. Instead we go K Bone cage, like here. There we go. Alright, so they both have bone cage now, which is nice. And we also both leveled up, which is also nice. So... I also need to sell a lot of crap. Holy balls. Also, this can go in here. Alright, so... I think we're good. I'm going to level up, and that's going to be the end of the episode. That one went for a bit longer than I was expecting. That fight took a fair while, but it's a very fun fight. I like the way that it's done there. And also we can get rid of this marker. Yes. The Memorial of Heroes is now complete. There's still more stuff we can do in this graveyard. Also, this is complete as well. We have this we can do. I'm not going to do that until I've dealt with Riker, because then I can get the books in Riker's house to actually solve this. This here is another fight. This here is another fight. Both of these... arguably a full episode between them. This one is a bit shorter, so I think what I'll do is I'll do this one. That'll be one full episode probably, because you go into a tomb, it's a whole big thing. The tree might end up being an episode by itself, we'll see. It's a long-ass fight from memory. The stuff in this graveyard just takes a lot longer than I was remembering. I was expecting to be able to do, oh, we'll have one episode where we just clear out the stuff in the graveyard, but like, ugh. It takes some time, I tell you what. In any case, let's level up. I think at this point we're pretty safe to just bang into intelligence. I do want some more wits at some point. Let's go for 20 wits. Here, I don't really know what I want here. Huntsman is good just for additional damage from high ground. That's just good. Scoundrel is good because it gives me more critical, but I'm not making use of that yet, so it's, again, arguable. I think I'll go Huntsman for now. Extra damage from high ground is very nice. As for Losa, just bang intelligence. She could use more memory, I guess. 2 more slots. What are 2 more slots going to give her? Let's have a look at her spells first. Yeah, like, I'd like the utility of having Earthquake on there. I'd like the utility of having Global Cooling if she's got it. Cryogenic Stasis is good. Soothing Cold, good. Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to give her a bit more memory. So let's go 1 into memory. Then for this, we can max out her Necromancer, which is nice. She gets 100% damage dealt will be healed. And let's go into her spells and decide what to give her. I think Earthquake, yes. And I think Cryogenic Stasis, maybe? Or Soothing Cold. Healing Ritual is less good when you've got a party of 2. It's much better if you have a larger party. Also, I need to do some sorting, don't I? I'm taking up a full bar at this point with her, which is insane. I've hit the point where I need to actually start sorting my bars with her, which is kind of ridiculous. I honestly don't know what I want to put here. I may even want to drop Earthquake and put Steam Lance. Nah, let's go Nether Swap. Nether Swap is good. I'm going to have to set up 2 bars. I'll do that in between episodes, but that's going to be it for this episode. So, if you like the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.